We're discussing sacrifice for national development. The words of J.F. Kennedy comes to mind. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Have we imbibed that spirit in Nigeria?
Well, the message surrounding sacrifice came as a result of Abraham obedience to God to offer his son instead of the ram for sacrifice, which flow into our true religion. And so if you talk about what Kennedy said, you see it is, don't just say, I'm asking God to do this for me. I also want to show God I can do this for you. And sacrifice in simple terms is that self-discipline you do to deny yourself what would have just been about you for the larger society, for your family, for your community, for your nation, for your faith, for whatever identity you chose to. When you can discipline yourself and say, I'm supposed to go out, but if I go out, it will cost my family this, it will cost my nation this. I'm not going to go out for the sake of my family, for the sake of my nation. You've made sacrifice. And so there are many ways we do sacrifice. Unfortunately, in our country, people don't make any sacrifice, or many people don't like making sacrifice. They prefer to ask the country to make sacrifice for them. The nations we run to and speak well about them came about as a result of the sacrifice of some people yesterday. So who is going to make sacrifice for our own to be like that? I have a friend who always cite this example, and I love it. He said, look, because of the way we think and behave around this nation, if you carry all of us, let's say, to London, and pick people in London and bring here, give them 6 months, they will turn Nigeria to London. But give us 6 months, we will destroy London the way we've destroyed this place. Because nobody is willing to make sacrifice. And I prefer to practically put it in such a way that the local man can catch up. Why do we have traffic light? It's to teach discipline. Sacrifice. I am coming, but the light says stop. I stop so that another person will go. In our effort in this country where we disobey that light, we have a situation sometimes that will last hours. I was traveling back home for Salah from Kaduna or to Kaduna on Wednesday or Thursday last week. And because of impatience, we lasted hours on the road. It was all over the social media. We must learn to see, what do I do as a Nigerian? If I'm in office, what do I do for Nigeria to be great? As a student, what am I going to do for Nigeria to be great? Look, as a parent, what am I going to do for Nigeria to be great? Because when we start asking ourselves questions as Hayab, as parent, as a pastor, whatever identity I carry, I do it in all those levels. Then my friend here is doing his own, Prof is doing his own, our brother is doing his own, and everybody, including our viewers, then this country starts changing. Have you drive along the road and you see an object that can cause accident, an object that may lead to the death of fellow Nigerians? It's simple sacrifice to slow down or wait, pick it up, but I don't care. Let those who are being paid to do. There are many things, it's not about those who are being paid. That's where the spirit of volunteerism comes into play. In this country, everybody talks about job for money, work for pay, and so that's why the illustration you gave, if you even dash a security man something, he can violate the law for you because you've dashed him money. But that shouldn't be. There should be principle. What do I do to make this country safe? What do I do to ensure that nobody in this country suffers? And we focus on that, and we do it. So in religious places, as a pastor, I teach that Jesus made ultimate sacrifice. The Bible says, greater love has no man than this, for one to sacrifice his life for another person. What is he telling us? That when we make sacrifice for others, we are making sacrifice to develop, we are making sacrifice to grow, we are making sacrifice to better our community, we are making sacrifice to glorify God. So if I fail to do it and just sit here and blame Tinubu, or sit here and blame the chief of naval staff, or the chief of army staff, or the director of SSS, or the NSA, or one manager, I've not been honest. Have you seen the rate of corruption in Nigeria? It is not about big men. People at the lower level are not being honest. Do you even think of children? They are not even adults. Bring two children who are friends in a community, that's how our society is, and call one aside and give him mint 3 or 4 and say, see, 500 naira, 4 mint, and say, go and give your friend 2 and hold 2. If you don't cross-check, tomorrow you will be shocked to know that you just went and gave him 1 and kept 3. Now you are busy accusing people up there. As a father, what sacrifice and a mother do I do to train my child to know that you must not lie, you must not steal, because when you do that, you bring shame to our family. So these and many others are the things we need to wake our people up. What will I do as a parent, as a leader, whatever name I call myself, to make this country grow? If I tell lies, will Nigeria grow? If I stand for truth and fairness, will Nigeria grow? If I'm kind, will Nigeria grow? If I correct the wrongs, will Nigeria grow? And you keep doing those things. The multiple layers of those who are doing it, I imagine. Your children will do. They will influence their friends to do. Neighbors will do. People in your church will do. Then before you know, Nigeria is a better place. We talked about faith around here, or religion. I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian. Have we really seen around us that some of these countries we go, don't even go to church and mosques? But when it comes to national development and integrity, they will score higher. We can score them higher than those of us who spend hours in church and mosques.